In this catastrophe, many will be wiped out. Jim Rogers is a well-known American investor, analyst, and writer in the financial sector. He's also one of the founding partners of the Quantum Fund and serves as chairman of Beeland Interests, Inc. Rogers has been in and around the financial markets for a long time. He predicts that the United States will enter a catastrophic collapse. The U.S. has the largest debt burden in history, and the acts of incompetent leaders are making the situation worse. Rogers implores the American people to prepare to brace themselves for this impending crisis by diversifying their wealth away from the U.S. dollar and U.S. securities, both of which he predicts will plummet in value as the cash-strapped country struggles under its hefty debt burden. Hi, you've reached Finance Sense, the place where we discuss all the most recent trends in the financial markets and the economy. In this video, Jim Rogers explains what to expect from the next financial crisis and why so many people will be wiped out. By his own prediction, the United States will be affected most and has a high chance of being involved in a full-blown economic catastrophe. But before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit the bell notification button, and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date with our new videos. Having said that, let's get started. Never before in history, says Jim Rogers, has the United States had such a high level of debt. The United States, unfortunately, has accumulated more debt than any other country in human history. Rogers claimed that despite knowing for many years that America was increasing its debt and that U.S. officials were incompetent and out of control, he never anticipated that the country's debt would get to such a level before it collapsed. According to Rogers, a collapse in the U.S. is unavoidable since it has always happened in the past. Rogers, who has been around for a long time, claimed that wherever enormous debts are accumulated, a crisis or semi-crisis ultimately results. In 2008, debt soared around the globe, but China's 2008 bailout contributions were crucial in getting the world out of debt. Rogers asserts that what we are experiencing right now will be a huge catastrophe since even China has a significant amount of debt at this point. Rogers then said, "When will this end?" To which he answered, "We can't say with certainty." Rogers acknowledged that he's not particularly adept at market timing, but added that it always ends. "I'm not currently shorting anything, but I can see bubbles forming in various assets. I've watched this movie before, so I know how it ends. I have no idea when it will come to an end, but I'm aware that it will end and won't be favorable in the coming years," Rogers added. However, this phenomenon is not exclusive to the United States. Every nation is experiencing it. However, it appears that compared to other countries, the U.S. has been more severely affected by the pandemic. Even if the statistics are accurate or not, it has undoubtedly become worse and has not benefited anybody, notably many businesses, families, and nations, and regrettably in most places, it is still ongoing. Additionally, Rogers said, "An idea for a universal basic income is possible. It sounds fantastic. Who will cover the cost? Where will the funding come from? The theory MMT, or More Money Today, advises, just print it. But this is not the first rodeo I have attended. Even though I am aware that you can print nonstop, it won't last. It always has, and I can't think of any reason why it would be any different now." People had historically pulled out some gold and silver from their closets when they lost faith in money or the government. However, according to Rogers, the most crucial thing to do right now is to be ready since the next phase will worsen because of how much debt the U.S. has. Rogers claims that he is working to ensure that everyone, including his daughters, has acquired their own essential skills in life, such as learning to speak fluent Chinese. He added that he is attempting to prepare them for what he believes to be the 21st century. Rogers foresees that Chinese will be one of the most essential languages in their lifetime. Rogers claimed that as a father, he had been instilling in his daughters the value of saving money from the moment they were born. One of the first things he did was give them piggy banks, exactly 6 piggy banks, so they would learn to save money when they received it. Money should be saved and eventually invested rather than spent. As you know, many people's lives have been ruined due to a lack of financial knowledge. They accumulated debt, lacked money, and failed to make investments. Rogers stated that he wanted them to understand that money is intended to be saved and invested, not wasted, and that this was the most crucial lesson he wished for them to learn. Rogers stated, "There is always more you can do, and if you don't, something unexpected will happen to you. Belief is insufficient. You must be fully informed of the situation. Don't believe in belief. Instead, believe in reality and the facts. Make sure you understand that you are right, because you'll probably experience a great deal of pain if you just become passionate, hopeful, or believe in anything." Overall, his primary advice to everyone is to just stick with what you already know so that your beliefs are grounded on facts rather than unnecessary beliefs. Additionally, you will be more adept than others at knowing what to do and how to respond when anything goes wrong. If you just believe something, you will likely not know what to do or how to respond when it works against you. The solution is to stick to what you know. When things are difficult, people search for simple solutions. But you don't need to travel around the world to understand human nature. When individuals read history with absolutely nothing but dates and names, they immediately start looking for shortcuts. And if you look at America in the last 15 years, according to Rogers, Americans printed, spent, and borrowed huge amounts of money. After 2008, everyone claimed that the only thing we could do was borrow, spend, and print a lot of money. They said it was the only way we could be saved. Rogers added, "You may try simple solutions like in 2008, but someone has to pay the price in the end. Do I enjoy it? No. This year, I haven't sold anything, and I haven't sold any short. I don't believe this is over yet. Few central bankers in the world have the necessary expertise, and there haven't been many wise central bankers in history. So don't think they are competent. They have been printing a great deal of money, and around the globe, they have been purchasing assets. And that has caused inflation throughout history. The public is constantly being told by central banks that inflation won't occur or that it won't last long. However, as Rogers said before, they just don't know what they're doing." According to Rogers, there will be greater inflation, and holding assets like silver and gold have traditionally been an excellent strategy to hedge against it. The exuberance has not yet subsided. What will happen if things deteriorate and markets decline while all of these people continue to print money? They will temporarily panic and print additional money, Rogers further added. Rogers went on to say that it is bad for the globe, for everyone, and for you. However, they are more concerned with keeping their positions than with the well-being of the public. Therefore, as things start to decline, more money will be printed and will have a significant uptick that will likely be the final rise to occur. Throughout history, it has always resulted in an asset bubble. But why is it a problem? Rogers asked. He then stated, because a lot of new inexperienced people rush into markets when stocks are drastically expensive, and then they get ecstatic and exuberant. Then, when the bubble bursts, which it always does, many individuals lose a significant amount of money. Many individuals will suffer as a result of this. There have been some strange occurrences in the market recently, whether you look back over the previous several years or the last 6 months. For instance, if you think back to the end of the 1990s, the whole Nasdaq index ended up doubling in value in only 6 months. As a result, when people see things rising, they get ecstatic and euphoric. They want to dive in because they want to take advantage of it. It's sometimes referred to as blow-off in America. In this case, the market blows off, rising quickly and dramatically. And Rogers anticipates that this will happen again once more. According to Rogers, it is often the case in markets, and it will probably occur again when they start printing money, because when things become bad and the central bank rides in and prints more money, that's when you get really frightened. Thank you for watching this far. Please leave a like, subscribe to help us expand our future audience, and comment down your thoughts in the comment section. This is Finance Sense, helping you keep up with all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. Stay safe and look out for the next video.